What are you doing? Stealing all your information?
Parents and teachers, presented by Noel. Duh. All right, the first tip I have for you is to always be safe with your identity. People tend to put everything on their social media, including where they live, their children's faces, their homes, etc. You tend to see these issues on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, etc. With having your children's faces or your locations on your images, dangerous people can track your family based off the location of your home or possibly your child's face or the clothing that they are wearing. So a good way to keep your identity safe is, with still wanting to post, could be covering your children's faces, not dropping a location on an image, etc. And then you just cover everything and nobody can find you. All right, tip 2, be aware of dangerous situations on the internet. The internet is a place housing millions of people scrolling past or looking into your life. A majority of these people are positive and mean no harm to you or your family. There are some dangerous people out there, and they may possibly try to befriend you or your kids if you have them. So from the Child Crime Prevention and Safety Center, it is stated that over 500,000 predators are online, focusing children from 12 to 15, specifically in online chat forums. A direct quote from the center: 2 out of 10 children between the ages 8 and 11 are aware of the issue and are concerned that strangers may find out information about them. And while still using social media, 40% of children remove privacy settings in order to attract more friends or followers. So ways to combat these scary situations is monitoring what your kids post without overstepping or being overbearing. And then discussing with your child or students how to be safe on the internet is a huge thing. Discouraging friending people that they don't know, not dropping locations, or posting their friends without their permission. So, especially having kids this day and age means that they're most likely on social media. They could potentially use it as a personal journal, documenting their life, maybe from a perspective that they don't know their teachers, that they don't want their parents or their teachers knowing about. Having some sort of communication about how to post safely and always check in with someone older if a dangerous situation presents itself to these students or kids. All right. Tip 3, we're getting into like the teaching stuff. So as a teacher, your students will want to find out everything about you. So most students are sneaky nowadays. They can find anything online that you have posted or said. So whether it be your very embarrassing Facebook from 2013 or your private Instagram, students try to figure everything out so they could hold something over you or wanting to grow closer than that student-teacher relationship. But that is not the case for many of these things. Most kids are just curious. So monitoring what you post now as you're going into teaching or teaching now is a practical thing. Having a private account so your students can't randomly follow you. And if it is public, don't say anything negative or relative to your students or school. And then, yep. In my experience, most teachers like to have a school account where they can repost and share things about their school, like sporting events and such, which then segues into my next tip, which is tip 4, look into your school's handbook and resources. Does your school allow teachers to use social media? Look at the guidelines so you don't get in trouble and potentially endanger yourself or your students, like their home lives, foster care, etc. Discuss boundaries with your students. Any student under 18 should have some form of permission slip sent home to see if they even can be posted by the teacher in the classroom. And most teachers across the country like having classroom pages to post their students' work or what they're doing in class. If teachers choose to have social media, discuss rules and set rules with your students. Only you, the teacher, run the account, and be aware of the school's rules. Let your students choose whether they'd like to be on it or not. And if they would like to, but not with their face, let them choose something to cover their face with, like an emoji, or just scribble them out or something. And my last tip for you is that social media can still be used within a classroom. I'm not saying that students or teachers cannot be on social media, but there should be some elements of caution and some rules set in place to keep everyone safe. For example, having a classroom account for the class, the teacher runs it, has the student's consent to be posted on the account, and if the student chooses, have their face covered. It's a good way for parents to see what their child is doing within the school and can encourage the teacher's work with seeing what they're accomplishing. accomplishing. Internet and social media has become a huge part of schooling. You see it everywhere. So just learning how to adapt and then keep your students safe while on social media is the best thing that you can do.
Thanks for watching.